Well, hello. How is everyone doing? Greetings, greetings. Can you tell? I'm mad. I'm mad. I feel like ranting, but I'm going to keep a lid on it. Maybe. I will not promise, but I kind of feel a rant bubbling up, staring up. I feel a rant, everyone, but I'll try to keep it to a minimum. Going to stick to my topic. I want to thank anybody who's joining from Facebooks. Hello, Facebooks. And Twitch. Hey, Twitch, what's up? I need to spend more time. Twitch is the friend you need to call, you know? But who's here first? Who's here first? Let's see. 420 Wild Dragon. Blunts up, he says. Greetings and thank you for coming, my good brother. We love you. And I'm going to greet everybody, okay? I'm going to try to keep things to a minimum, but I'm going to get in and mix and mingle. But I'm going to also read today Jenny the Jawn. My street cred is that I was born outside of Chicago. And I was raised in Philadelphia. And I have a thing for paperwork. It's something about it, right? When it comes to these documents that are foundational, it's really becoming very clear to me that I should have been paying attention more in class. In my Philadelphia public school days, shout out to Henry, Germantown High, and Temple University. I was raised and I guess miseducated in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. That's who you can blame. Put it at their doorsteps. Hey, Golden Amethyst 888, how you doing? Thanks for joining. Welcome to you. Copper Tone Tony, peace. Okay, I said I would not do a whole lot of greetings. I will get to the greetings, okay? I will. Just give me a minute. I want to stay on point. So these are my street creds. Thought it would be nice to give them to you so you'll understand why I feel some kind of way right now. I've got some tea brewing. She brews. What are you all sipping on? I need lemon. I forgot lemon, everyone. I will have to go get lemon at some point. So just know I don't like my tea without lemon. I forgot. I was trying to focus on this, okay? But, okay. Today, I will be reading the 14th Amendment to the United States Constitution of the America. Okay? Your Mercedes is crocheting. Thank you. No sipping, crocheting. Great. I have something for you later on. I may join you in crochet, but I'll explain it later. Stick around, Mercedes, please. Okay. Are you all ready? I think that I should read the preamble first, okay? I know I'm going in a different kind of order. I started with 13. I'm doing 14, 15. I'll do a few of the amendments, but I just wanted to start with the 13th Amendment because I'm putting together some pieces to the puzzle. Things are starting to make sense. And the 15th will do at another time. So today is the 14th Amendment. All righty. But I like this preamble. So let me read the preamble first, if you don't mind. Okay. The preamble. We the people, signed in convention September 17th, 1787, ratified June 21st, 1788. Note the dates. We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. So that is the preamble. And how's it going in the chatmosphere? How's it going? What's up? What's up? Okay. And I will begin now with the 14th Amendment. Okay. The 14th Amendment has 5 sections. So the title is Citizenship Rights, Equal Protection, Apportionment, Civil War Debt. So again, this is passed by Congress June 13th, 1866, ratified July 9th, 1868. The 14th Amendment changed a portion of Article 1, Section 2. A portion of the 14th Amendment was changed by the 26th Amendment. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my thing because I want to share some images with you again while I read. Should have had it set up, right? Okay, where am I? Right here. You have something to look at. Okay. Section 1. All persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and of the state wherein they reside. No state shall make or enforce any law which shall abridge the privileges or immunities of citizens of the United States, nor shall any state deprive any person of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor deny to any person within its jurisdiction the equal protection of the laws. Section 2. Representatives shall be apportioned among several states according to the whole number of persons in each state, excluding Indians not taxed. But when the right to vote at any election for the choice of electors for president and vice president of the United States, representatives in Congress, the executive and judicial officers of a state, or the members of the legislature thereof, is denied to any of the male inhabitants of such state, being between 21 years of age and citizens of the United States, or in any way abridged, except for participation in rebellion or other crime. The basis of representation therein shall be reduced in the proportion with which the number of such male citizens shall bear to the whole number of male citizens 21 years of age in such state. Section 3. No person shall be a senator or representative in Congress or elector of president and vice president or hold any office, civil or military, under the United States or under any state, who having previously taken as a member of Congress or as an officer of the United States or as a member of any state legislature or as an executive or judicial officer of any state to support the Constitution of the United States shall have engaged in insurrection or rebellion against the same, or given aid or comfort to the enemies thereof. But Congress may, by a vote of 2/3 of each house, remove such disability. Excuse me. Section 4. The validity of the public debt of the United States authorized by law includes debts incurred for payment of pensions and bounties for services in suppressing insurrection or rebellion shall not be questioned. But neither the United States nor any state shall assume or pay any debt or obligation incurred in aid of insurrection or rebellion against the United States, or any claim for the loss or emancipation of any slave, but all such debts, obligations, and claims shall be held illegal and void. And finally, Section 5, the Congress shall have the power to enforce by appropriate legislation the provisions of this article. So that concludes the reading of the 14th Amendment. So, what do you think? If you see something, say something. Let me know. What are you thinking about the 14th Amendment? I like the words that are included, very strong words. And Pastor is asking, you reading the Biblia? Yeah, basically, in a sense, I will read the Biblia tomorrow. I wanted to add that tomorrow, if you want to meet me again, I want to read the law, which has been known as the 10 Commandments. I would like to read them also on a live stream. And you can join me. I'll do that tomorrow, maybe around the same time. If this time works for you, I can be flexible, but I thought it would be nice to read that as well. And I want to move on to the Magna Carta as well. The Magna Carta being very important because it's a document that I don't know much about. I just know surface information about the Magna Carta. But I just want to say something right now. When it comes to the law and order of the land, the world, this should be of utmost importance to us, especially at this time. A lot of us are being called to look into the law, look into the paperwork, okay? Because the paperwork is very important. If you're a researcher, you are a freedom-loving person, you want to reclaim your time, you understand how we fumbled the bag, how we allowed ourselves to get put in bondage. It's levels to bondage. It's levels to slavery. Haven't we learned that? It's levels to it. I worked as a nurse in Los Angeles. I worked at Cedars-Sinai. I worked at another hospital in Pasadena. I worked with patients that were, I had celebrity patients. I don't talk about their names because I respect that privacy. So I don't tell my family about, who my patients were, are and were. But if I talk, it's in general sense, you know what I'm saying? But what I want to say is that I could have learned and been accredited, with putting people on what they call 5150 holds at one of my, because I worked 2 jobs when I lived in LA. But it was something about it, the training for it. And then you get like you're certified to put people on involuntary holds. Now, some people in my profession, they like power. They're on power kicks. You know what I'm saying? You work with those kinds. Nurses have like it's an interesting group of people that go into the nursing profession. I could write a book about it. A lot of people have some power issues. So they abuse power. So a lot of them like to get into situations where they can become a lord over somebody. If you catch my drift, they can lord over someone and they can abuse their power. And I think from 2020, although I've been a nurse over 34 years, I can tell you that I can give anybody criticism, myself included. I feel like we're at a point where it's time to get real. It's time to say, I made some mistakes. I made some bad choices. I shouldn't have done that. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have operated out of hatred, choosing the lesser of 2 evils, that kind of thinking. We have gotten so far away that when I read the 14th Amendment, I hear insurrection of the law. See, people, about the politicians that I get it now. They have usurped our original documents. They have usurped our original foundational documents. These are documents that directly tie to the law. The law. Who the lawgiver, the one who brings the law, gave us. All of your documents, all of your paperwork from all over the world, wherever you're watching me. We have sisters and brothers that tap in to this chatmosphere from all over the world realm. Wherever you are, just know that the Creator, He looked out for you. Wherever you are. I believe that every nation, every state, a state, He has His hands on this entire world realm. And He made sure that His words would trickle down to your nation's foundational documents, the paperwork. And we should all be interested in the paperwork right now. These are the receipts. Whitney Houston said, show me the receipts. Right? It's a lot of the culture. And I don't have to get into who creates the culture. You already know that answer. Who creates the vernacular negrescence? Okay? And fight me. You know it's true. I told y'all I was going to get to the bottom of negrescence, and by God, I am beginning to understand it. If you stick with me, I'm going to share as it is unfolding. It's very interesting. But Whitney Houston says, show me the receipts. If you don't have the receipts, what is it? What is it? What do you got? So the receipts are very important, the paperwork. Now, law is something that we all rebel against law and order. Because look at this world right now. It has become a complete clown show. We have JoJo Magoo and his crackhead son. I can't believe I'm saying that. His crackhead son. I grew up in Philadelphia. I went to Temple University. I climbed over crack vials. I looked at my city become like a zombie apocalypse. Oh, CDC, you want to troll people, huh? You want to have on your website something about zombie apocalypse? You're in it. And guess what? It doesn't end like you might think. You troll people, we see you. We see what you're doing. And I'm going to get back to you in a minute because I might go in. I think this is going to be a rant. I feel it, y'all. Let me get a little sip of tea. I feel it, though. Yes, the CDC is, yup, I got my eye on you. I got my eye on the CDC. I'm going to tell you why. Thank you, Dave. I appreciate all the love and support, you all. You've been so sweet to me. I love you. I swear, I just love it. You know, we got to do what I feel like I'm trying to, I'm doing the meet, okay? I'm a nurse in exile. That's okay. Y'all got me. That's okay. You got me because I didn't want to wear your mask. That's okay. You tried to stop the bag, right? As they say, that's another negrescence, colloquialism, stopping the bag, fumbling the bag, right? A lot of people fumble the bag. I was just talking to my mom about a family member that fumbled the bag, baby. She fumbled the bag. You know what? If you marry into a family that has land, and these people have had land for generations, and you come in with a funky and stinky attitude, okay, that's not real smart, is it? That's not real smart, but I won't get into it. But some people fumble the bag. I'll just say that. And they cut generational wealth that they could have had. You know some that fumbled the bag. You might have fumbled the bag, right? We're taught well, but also we have to make sure we come correct, if you know what I'm saying. Some people don't come correct. When you enter a family in marriage, both sides need to come correct, but some people have to come a little more correct if you may catch my drift. But let me get a sip of tea. Okay. Maybe I'll put up with it without the lemon, but I really do want the lemon. Okay, so what are you saying? Thank you. That's right. Jenny the Jawn sends her love to all. Yes, Alan's here. It looks like he's having some popcorn there. Yum. Popcorn and wine. Is that what we're having, Alan? It looks yummy. Enjoy. Okay, so this is the thing. I want to begin a process of looking into these documents because it's a lot to. Yesterday, I learned that the 13th Amendment is being brought up right now, currently, because the people that do not uphold life in the womb, they want to take that amendment and somehow reverse what the Supreme Court, when they corrected Roe v. Wade, go check the paperwork. on Roe v. Wade, because that's all we really have to do. If anybody knows about the Paperwork Party, I love this is a group of people. They solve a lot of cold cases and they solve things. I'm following along because they're solving, a few things going on, if you catch my drift. But I like their name and that energy that they bring. It's a team of them, and they look into the paperwork. They follow the paper trail. And this is what we need to start doing in so many ways. It's okay to talk about aliens and all kinds of underworld bunkers and chakras and angels. And I love to put on a tinfoil turban and get down with all kinds of weird stuff to talk about. Don't get offended, okay? But it's now time. It's time for some of us, if you can get my drift in here, it's time for us to be concerned about the land, okay? The land. And we need to be concerned about the paperwork, all of the paperwork. Because the paperwork is going to be the undoing of those that usurped us. It's the paperwork, everyone, because the paperwork is tied to the law, and nothing that they can do will offset the law. They can amend things all they want, but the law stands as the law. And it is objective. And something about objective truth is rebelled against right now. It's an insurrection against the truth. It's a rebellion against the truth. People don't like to hear the truth. You will lose friends speaking the truth, won't you? You will lose family members speaking the truth. And the truth is not negotiable, okay? It's not my truth, your truth, her truth. When we start looking into the paperwork of it all, it is not my truth, your truth, their truth. It is truth. And we can rebel against it. We can have insurrections against it. It will stand alone. It will stand alone. It needs no witness. It needs no defender. And we're getting down to that time where truth is standing and lies are falling. And those that harbor and love lies, they love to live in delusion. It's crumbling. It cannot stand, and it will not stand. And the proof is in everything that's going on. It is a clown show. Things have become so absurd at this point. The fifth wall of illusion has fallen. The emperor has no clothes. The emperor wears depends. And the emperor has a crackhead son that bangs hookers and is on child support. He doesn't pay. He's a deadbeat crackhead. The first son of America. Yeah, I probably won't be able to monetize this, but I said a rant was coming. A rant is coming. Do you feel me? Yes. The first son of America is a crackhead. He grew up behind gates. He grew up with guards and Secret Service. He grew up with a silver spoon in his mouth, but now it's a silver spoon in his nose. In his nose now. And let me tell you, this crackhead here, oh my goodness, Thank God they didn't have the internet in the 80s, because y'all know them brothers would have been doing everything imaginable for the gram. But this one here, oh boy, he came up in the social medias, is telling on him. This crackhead here films himself. He doesn't understand technology. Although, didn't he go to did he go to an Ivy League school? If he did, drop it in the chatmosphere. What school did our first son of America go to? Huh. What? Mercedes, see? Mercedes put a spoon. He grew up with a silver spoon in his nose. The silver spoon was in his nose, y'all. We didn't know they did that. This is the high value people that live behind gated communities. We thought they had high morals. I don't know. The bank account and morality something doesn't connect, okay? And that's not all rich people, of course, but this is what we have observed. So basically, we've got right now a problem with the patriarchy. The patriarchy. I'm not saying down with the patriarchy. I have been saying all along that we need to repatriate rebellious ones, insurrectionists. We need to repatriate, don't we? Look at this world. This is the most ghetto world. Y'all listen, y'all been calling us ghetto. Okay, let me just take a sip. Y'all. All right. Mm-hmm. Okay. I have real honey in here with the wax. Okay. So I might chew on some wax. Do you mind? Let's get this here. Please say what's up. Doesn't know technology. Runs an energy company in the Ukraine. Thank you. And thank you again, T. Witten. If you're not mad, you're not paying attention. Ain't nobody got time for that. We have to pay attention. T. Witten just brought some receipts. This is a man who doesn't understand that if you drop a laptop off and you have a tendency to film yourself banging hookers and possibly underage people, a lot of other things I could say, but I won't. What else? Hookers, maybe underage people that would probably need the amendments that would free you from slavery. You see where I'm going with that? Yeah. And what else? Oh. When you do that and you put yourself in the cloud, is that the irony? In the cloud. See, isn't that something that the cloud is going to get people in trouble? They're fumbling the bag because they don't understand technologies. They don't understand technology. This is the thing about technology. Old ones from my generation. What generation is he from? I don't know. Listen, he needs to know the technology. And you know what? I want to pause this right here because I want to talk about something to do with, remember I said I'm going to park this because I want to talk about the CDC, but I want to make the point. I want to continue with what T. Witten is saying. A lot of my generation, which is Gen X, they call us Gen X, and of course the baby boomers and anybody after them, the greatest generation. If you guys survived, what's his name up in New York, the governor of New York, if you survived him and you're still here, the Cuomo, if you got through the Cuomo and the other ones, what's that? The one in Michigan and the ugly one in New Jersey. What what were their names? Murphy and Whitmer. Allegedly. Everything is allegedly, but y'all can't do nothing because God sees what you did, right? Gretchen. Yeah, all of them. Let me tell you, if the greatest generation survived what those 5 governors unleashed on your generation, wow. If you're still here, shout out. Let me take a sip to you because it was straight on genocidal program, right? Mm, straight up. If you're here from the greatest generation, if you're in the chatmosphere and you know how to use technology, whoa, you're even like, you're so based that, like, oh my goodness, wow. But a lot of people get tripped up with technology. Now, I'm a techie nerd. I don't know what it is. When the computers started rolling out, you guys remember when Apple had all the cute little computers, they were colors and all that. Some of my generation, they weren't so early to adopt the computers. My mother worked with computers and didn't even realize it. She was like a key punch operator. Remember key punching and all that? This is all around the time IBM was leading the way. So I have family members that worked for IBM. So computers were something that I didn't fear. And I took to the technology kind of like a fish to water. I can intuitively figure out programming and stuff. A nerd, as I know you're not surprised. Okay, this is what I look like sometimes, right? Yes. So, not that glasses make you nerdy, but anyway, I have always liked technology. And I understand that if you don't understand the technology, you can fumble the bag for yourself. You can get yourself in a lot of trouble. And that's what happens. People cheat. They try to cheat. You know you can't cheat anymore if you have these Apple devices. I'm not asking you to, don't listen. If you got yourself in entanglement, if you got yourself in an Apple entanglement, you don't have to put it in the chatmosphere. I don't want to know that, but I'm just saying a lot of people have gotten themselves in Apple entanglements because they don't understand the technology. For instance, if you are an Apple family and you have a suite of devices and somebody's out there doing their Kim Kardashian lifestyle, you're putting the stuff on video and you're taking pictures and you think this is private. It's not. It's in the cloud. It's on your iCloud. Your kids can open up the pictures. They can be shared because the devices share the account. So it's hard to cheat if you don't understand technology. Not that you should be cheating, right? But the thing that I'm trying to say is that this first son doesn't understand the technology. And also, other people in politics that have had laptops from hell, they didn't understand the technology. And this is all technology that they got duped into thinking that it was against us, the people, that they were going to use this to have us in a trick bag. But it turns out they're in the trick bag with us. You know how they say you dig a hole for somebody, you might as well dig 2, 3, 4 holes because you're going to fall in a hole too. It's just not a good idea to be COINTELPRO, saboteur, all of that kind of agent stuff, a betrayer, what is it called when you go against your country? You go against your nation. Yeah, it's not a good idea because people in our society, they get the false sense that they're getting away with their crime. They treason. Thank you, Diesel D's. I love that. Treason. Treason is not something to take lightly. We use the word. Can somebody give me a definition of the word? If you have like one of those 1928 dictionaries, do we have anybody in the chatmosphere that has an old dictionary? If you do, please share the definition of treason from an old dictionary. I would appreciate it. That's right, treason. So, treason, again, treason, insurrection, and rebellion, these are lawless states of being, of mindset, and nobody is outside of the law. Nobody. And this is what's happening. This is what we are about to witness more and more. Hey, Alan, no matter how much you take away from it, it continues to grow. That's the definition of a whole. Very good. Exactly. And that's what all of this is. We have heard more narratives about our politicians from all around the world. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what skin color they are, what religion they are. They could be any whatever, right? Gender. If they went against, now listen to me, if they went against the law, meaning those foundational documents, the paperwork on that nation, the people, they made agreements and contracts in good faith. If these contracts, treaties were violated, these people think that because man's law has been perverted. Look at the Supreme Court decision, Roe v. Wade, one of the most perverted decisions that it put a curse on the land. We got a curse on the land. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it from anybody who's super zealous and religious and all this. No, I'm dealing with concrete things. We have to start coming to some realizations. It's not fun. It's not airy fairy talk. I love all the airy fairy talk. But it's time to get down with the paperwork of it all. The paperwork. Because if you understand law and your heart, it bends itself towards law, and you know when you're not doing right, you don't feel good. You can't enjoy ill-gotten gain. Are you one of the people that just can't enjoy ill-gotten gain? You know who you are. You were called a long time ago. You can't, remember when Jason said whenever he wants to do Jason Brashears, I love when he said this. He was like, whenever he wants, like he was locked up for so many years, right? He wants to get out there and shake a tail feather, right? Wouldn't you think? But whenever he deviates outside of that work, his life's work, it doesn't work out. He won't enjoy it. And that's how a lot of us are. A lot of us are like that. We can't eat the slop of the world and enjoy it. We never have enjoyed it. We pretended we enjoyed it because we wanted to get along. get along to get along, right? But you weren't having fun. I wasn't having fun at those nightclubs. I couldn't stand it. Soon as I would hit the door of the nightclub, I would feel the oppressiveness of all the fakery. I had just gone to buy an outfit that I couldn't afford to go to a nightclub where I could have used that money to do something different. Maybe buy some annuities. Whoa, what a concept. I could have started an annuity for myself. You know what I'm talking about. Be real with yourself. If we followed the things that made sense, if we went the narrow road, the not popular road, we wouldn't have had a lot of friends earlier in life. Some of you did go the narrow road. I would be on the narrow road. I'd go to the broad road because I like those people. Then I don't like them now. But I liked them then. I wanted to be on the broad road. And when I would go to those nightclubs, guys are like grabbing on you sometimes. Okay, guys, I'm not trying to beat up on you. Okay? Not feminist. I always say, I'm not a feminist. I shouldn't have to say that at this point, right? Everybody can get the smoke. Everybody. But I didn't enjoy it. My feet were hurting because this is another thing I'll say. I don't like wearing high heels. I don't like them. They're pretty, but I can't wear them for more than 5 minutes without wanting to take them and throw them in the Schuylkill River. Who invented high heels? They're horrible. I'm being real. So you just go into these things, it's empty, it's soul sucking, but you just pretend that you're having fun and let's do it again next week. And you're like, oh God. But if you were a person that, first of all, if you had agency, if you felt like you had agency, Shauna says, bra. Oh, you either, Mickey, no high heels. Men used to wear them first. Look, the guys that want to wear them, you can have every high heel. I'll donate them to you. And bra. And bras. Some of them burned them, I've heard, Shauna. But okay, this is the thing. You know, we have been living in this fake, it's just fake. So much of it. If you're paying attention and you have a desire and an appetite for truth, when you hear it, you know it. Yeah, we get fooled by people that they add things into truth intentionally, right? We have that happening all over. That's just that we can see it now. We couldn't see it before. All the COINTELPRO people all around us, agents all around us, agents of chaos, agents of Satan. We didn't know we were surrounded by them. Now it's like the Roddy Piper movie. Now you have vision and you're like, oh my goodness, I'm seeing everything now. I didn't see that before. Wow. So now that we've come through, I believe that some of us are on a similar path and we're tracking with each other almost as if we were doing like a group run or something, like a marathon together. Like, wow, marathon. I used to really be into like Nipsey Hussle. But it's like we're running and we're keeping pace with each other. We know who we are because we've come through a few of the rabbit holes and we keep coming back to identity. and unpacking things around identity. Is so much misinformation out there, especially when it comes to the so-called Black person. And if you're new to my channel, I talk race. I will not get into this kumbaya thing where I'm told stop talking about race. I will not stop talking about race. If it offends you, then I'm telling you I'm not going to stop talking about it. So you'll have to make your decision based on that. And the reason I'm not going to stop talking about race is that it is everything in this society. And if I want to pretend that it's not, then I'm not living in reality in terms of this realm. And I'm not being honest. And I refuse. At this point, I have lost too much that I'm not going to be stifled, and I'm not going to shut up about race, because it needs to be unpacked. It needs to be spoken openly. And we need to dispel the lies and get back to the law. Everything that is going to heal us and heal the lands is to repatriate, to get back into law and order. Law and order. Get to the paperwork and the receipts and find it and sort it all out. You get some receipts, I get some. We all get receipts to work on. And we figure this out together. I hope you can agree with that, because I'm starting to see some things in a quick amount of time, but it's stuff that I've been wondering about. It's stuff that I've been wondering about. I think hey, Molly, that's right. We all bleed red. That's right. And thank you, Molly. I think I missed a super chat. I was going on a rant. I told you, I warned you I was going on a rant. I'm going up to your, if I didn't personally, did I get to it? Thank you, all of you all that sent super chats. Thank you so much. I just want to thank you. I know I'm a little bit off, a little scattered right now, but let me get a sip, because I want to talk about something. If you would give me your attention about something that I feel is very important to all of us. And I'll be as crazy to say that it should concern all of us, no matter where you live, because the tentacles of the CDC has reached across the waters. We should all be concerned about this. So give me a minute. Okay. Now, this man that I have before you, Dr. Timothy Jarrell Cunningham. This man is not with us anymore. I did a live stream, about him a few months ago. It's one of the first or second videos on the channel. As this is a new channel for me, I've had a channel taken away. For anybody who's new to some of this stuff, I had a channel that was taken down, no reason given. And I've created lots of little channels that are parked in different places on YouTube, just to have backups. I don't have anything really on them too much, but I've created some backup things. And, I want to do other things. I see content creators that are, they're creating apps and they're doing things to become independent. And that is a great thing to do, because that was one of the things I really respected about the artist Nipsey Hussle. And I know I denounced him as my idol because I don't want to have any idols. And I felt that I was a little too enamored with Nipsey Hussle, but I'd like to know what really happened with him and lots of different things, but not to get off on a tangent. But he had that whole thing about marathon. So marathons are, as you know, they're a test of endurance, not speed. And that goes along with my personality. I want to slow things down. It's not about speed and getting there fast. It's about really taking my time so I can really study the landscape and really examine it. So a lot of us are running, and we're at similar places. Like, I kind of see you all different. A few of you, you know who I'm talking about. Like, I see you. We're running, and I see you over there. We're giving each other like a high. I don't know, high five. Is that bad? Is that like Illuminati? We're giving ourselves like a smile. I'll just say that they didn't take the smile, did they yet? But we smile at each other. And one of the things that I know, that if you're running this marathon with me and we see each other out here, we know that it's time to repatriate. We know that. We know that there is no life outside of law and order. We know this. And we know that rebellion is not fun, ultimately. Rebellion is not fun. It's the prodigal son story. It's the prodigal son who goes to Dubai and parties and eats poop and drinks the stuff that comes out of your body. Parties with animals in an inappropriate way. Yeah, because so much money. You get bored, right? You're hanging out in Dubai where they have so much money. Nobody's poor over there. You heard about how they party. That is a great illustration for the prodigal. Can you imagine hanging out with people that eat poop? Yeah, I said it. Can you imagine hanging out with people like that? What kind of people are they? So disgusting. It happens, everyone. Sorry, I'm being a little raw. It happens. Let's grow up. Let's call a thing a thing. Let's talk about these nasty people and their practices. That is a rebellion against law and order. It's perverted and it's degrading. It degrades you. Hey, Shayna, perverts that pay girls to do weird stuff. That's weird. Yeah, I'm judging it. It's weird. I don't care how many designer bags you carry around. If you go to Dubai and you take part in the Dubai scene, we already know it's been exposed. And guess how it's been exposed, everyone? Let me tell you how, because I know a lot of you don't listen to these things. Because I have my ear tuned a lot of places, okay? And I'm collecting lots of fragments and I'm analyzing it, okay? Dubai is a place I've never been interested in going for some reason. It always sounded and seemed fake. Like fake meat. Fake meat. Who wants to eat fake meat? But they could get that whore, Kim Kardashian, to shake her big, oh no, she doesn't have a big butt anymore. She took her butt implants out. Isn't that nice that you can appropriate body types to suit yourself? Miss Kim Kardashian, I'm sure you're not listening. But yeah, interesting how a person like you, we watched you become a monster. You put Marilyn Monroe's dress on that was only made for her body, and you busted the dress up. Yes, you did. That thing was considered history to some people. We probably have people right now that have Marilyn Monroe posters on their walls. Marilyn Monroe is considered history. You're not, Kim. You're going to go down in the trash bins of the annals of history. You're not going to be a historical figure. Now, let me tell you, they told us, and this is part of this sick and perverted society that is anti-law and chaotic. They told us that whores were winning. Did you ever hear that? They said the hoes are winning. The hoes are winning. The 304s are winning. Where? Where are they winning? Give me an example. Where are the hoes winning? Mia B, I mean by choice without coercion. Where are the hoes winning? Can somebody tell me, give me an example? Because the hoes are not winning anymore. They were winning. It looked like they were winning. They're not winning. The hoes aren't winning. They're not winning. And you know what? I'm going to tell you. Yeah, I felt it, sis. I didn't know that the rant was coming, but I felt like it was. The rant is just always there. It's just always there. It could come up. I never know. Wait a minute. They're trying to mess with my internets. Hold it. Hey, Alan Crooks. They're trying to mess with my internets. Let me see. Am I still here? Can you hear me? Soon as I say certain things, they just, yes, side chicks are Golden Amethyst says side chicks are winning. Where? Yeah, right. They told us this. It's like the Jedi mind trick, okay? They tell young girls that hoes are winning and 304 culture is winning. Cardi B, yeah, you're going to hear this kind of talk here. Okay, you don't have to get down into the dread of this stuff. Hey there, who's heard Namaste Live? You tuned in right on time. You tuned in right in time for the rant. I should put a timestamp on it, okay? So this is the thing. They tell the young girls that hoes are winning. You could go to the clinic and just throw your babies in Dr. Fauci's trash can because he's going to use them for the jabs anyway. Yeah, I said it. You don't like it? I got receipts, though. I got receipts. The Fauci's and his friends, they put stuff in those jabs. And, nobody wanted to hear me when I was saying it, and they didn't want to hear us, right? They didn't care. They wanted to put us down and troll us and stop talking to us and not be our friend anymore, right? Because we told them about Fauci. Let me tell you about Fauci. Besides, he's mean to dogs. Most of you guys think, I thought you like dogs. He doesn't care. He's doing this stuff to puppies. Puppies. This guy is like straight out of central casting for the Antichrist. But I think Jojo Magoo is whoa. Let me tell you something. I've been listening to, if you don't know, Coffee and Kush, a lot of you guys like the Kush, Coffee and Kush, Kevin Gillespie, y'all. I love him. I love people like him because he's real. I don't care whatever someone did in their past. Jason Brashears. Oh, so what? He went to prison. Who cares? He did his time. He shouldn't have. A lot of people shouldn't be in these prisons as long as they are. There's no rehabilitation. I mean, he went in as a teen. Where's the rehabilitation and the forgiveness? No, just throw books and time at these people. Young children in the private prison system where the first son should be under the jail, prison. And one thing that Kevin has been playing, he has receipts. He has a lot of like clips or whole speeches rather of Jojo Magoo when he was a young senator, when he was speaking and spewing all of that vitriol, where he was sending the dog whistles out that they accuse conservatives of dog whistling. But Jojo Magoo, when he was young and virile, he was on the Senate floor and he was talking, he was using his fists and he was saying the most vile, hateful things about Black people. He was saying he didn't want them around his grandmother, his wife. He didn't want them around his kids, and neither did you. And he was talking about rehabilitation. Why bother? He didn't believe that they could be rehabilitated. This man, if you look up his speeches when he was young, a young senator, he will remind you of Hitler. Straight up. He gives the Hitler vibe all day with these speeches. He was next to Bird, you know, the guy Bird. This is the Klan. These are the real Klansmen. They pulled a 52 fake out, a Jedi mind trick on Black people and liberal Karen. Sorry, Karen. I always feel like I have to say sorry. But no, the Karens, the real Karen. We got the real Karen up in here, but we're sorry, sis. They should have named it Jennifer because, oh my God, according to my daughter, Jennifers are so crazy. I don't argue with her. Okay, we are. But anyway, the thing about it, we're at a point now that it's all coming home. It's all coming home. And the homeland here, we got to focus on the homeland right now. We got to get with our states and understand your state constitution, because I will also read Georgia's state constitution. And if you want me to read your state constitution, you can let me know. Maybe I'll do a show with certain state constitutions. But I think it's very important that we read these documents. Now, I want to turn your attention again. I went on another tangent, but thanks for being patient with me while I'm going on my tangents. This man, Dr. Timothy Jarrell Cunningham, and when I did this graphic, when the last part, his last name broke up and Ham is there, I would have corrected it, but something made me keep it there. If you see something, say something. And I mean that on a certain level. If you see something, say something. But this man who they call a Black man in America, first of all, if a Black baby makes it past Planned Parenthood, is pretty good, right? I don't have to say more there. But yeah, the Black womb has turned into a tomb under attack. Yeah. Somebody put that up on a billboard in Georgia, I think in Atlanta. They said the billboard read, "What's the most dangerous place for a black baby?" The answer was a black womb. Now, they went, "Ree, ree, ree." This is Atlanta after all. Can you imagine? That was a billboard. I don't know who paid the money to do it, but it came down quick. And oh my goodness, it brought out all of the vitriol out there, the people that love the baby murdering business. They love it. They defend it. They will fight you. They really think they lost something. They really think they lost the ability to get abortion. They didn't lose it, right? Not really. In California, New York, they can still do abortions, right? There's nothing, it's nothing, nothing's stopping them. But the fact that they don't want to look into the paperwork of Roe v. Wade to find out that this was a very unlawful thing for the Supreme Court to do. Opening the floodgates, literally the floodgates of bloodshed on the land. Just to think that, people think there are no consequences for that. It just astounds my imagination. It really does. So back to this man, because I keep going on more tangents. This man, I believe, as a black man, he did everything that society says you should do. He went to Morehouse College. Yes, he's a Morehouse man. I don't understand why Morehouse men, I don't hear the cry for justice for this Morehouse brother, but that's another story. I don't hear it. I could be wrong. Somebody give me receipts and show me the Morehouse men that are fighting for justice for this Morehouse brother right here. So he went to Morehouse, which is, HBCU. That's the king of the HBCU schools. Dr. Martin Luther King actually graduated from Morehouse. Okay? So this man went to Morehouse, and then he went to medical school at Harvard University. Isn't that amazing? In a country that's so racist, that he was able to go to Harvard Medical School with all the racism in America. So this means that he accomplished some great things. He also served as a naval intelligence officer. So that means he served the nation. He did everything you are told to do to be a success in America. He then, now this may not be the timeline, but I'm skipping to the point that I want to make. He then was employed with the CDC, the Center of Disease and Control. Isn't that, what does CDC stand for? Can someone in the chatmosphere tell me? As I take a sip of tea, what does CDC stand for? Please drop it so I can share, because I don't know. I might be wrong with what I said. Thank you, Marlena Fina. CDC, Center for Disease Control. Irony, the names. They troll us with the names. Center for Disease Control. Sounds like Planned Parenthood. Okay. So Dr. Timothy Jarrell Cunningham gets a job at the CDC in Atlanta, Georgia. Now, my father moved to Atlanta in the 1970s, before the 1996 flood of people moving to Atlanta. Atlanta used to be like a little town, real nice vibe, 1996 was when the Olympics came to Atlanta. And they had an explosion of people moving to Atlanta. What Black people are told is that Atlanta is the Black Mecca. Atlanta is known for a lot of things. It's known for the gay Mecca, the gay Black Mecca, the Black Mecca. So a lot of people move from cities like New York and Los Angeles, wherever, to go to Atlanta because at the time, like in the 90s, you could get a McMansion for a really good penny. You could get, lots of good things, okay? So it was an influx, and then it boomed. It overgrew its infrastructure. As you know, it's a nightmare to be on the roads in Atlanta. But Atlanta is a city that I watched turn into it is such a dark place. Pun intended, right? Whatever. I don't care. I'm not triggered. I don't care if you get mad at me. Lighten up and let's have some fun and stop being so offended. So Atlanta became a very dark place. Used to be a fun city. My dad was like, moving and grooving in the 70s. And I went, my dad was like the kind of dad, like when we lived in Cuba, he would take me to cabaret. Don't judge me. He would take me to cabarets in Havana. But the thing is that in places like that, they take kids to, nightclubs and stuff like that. But like back then, it was like, my dad was like, basketball player. So, tall, handsome guy, he's the guy that all girls want, and I'm like his only child, and I'm looking at how the are looking at him, it was always fun. But he would take me to like the top of the Hyatt Regency. They had this club called Polaris, and they had like rain and thunder that would happen, and it would spin. I know a lot of you come from cities where you had those places that would spin. Well, Atlanta had one, and it was like blue, and it looked like a spaceship. And then, it started to grow and have lots of skyscrapers and things like that. So I watched the city change. Now, the CDC used to be located. Let me know if you can hear me because I see the signal is weak again. I'm talking, y'all. I'm talking too much. Am I talking too much? Can you hear me? Let me know, somebody, if you can hear me, because I don't want to go on talking if you can't hear me. Is it good? Okay, thanks, Sheridan. Loud and clear. John is here. Yay, John! I hang out with John on Mondays, y'all. Y'all need to be over there with me and John. We go into the tinfoil and everything, right? That's my tinfoil brother from another mother. Okay, so, the CDC at the time, it was located, I believe, I'm trying to remember, so don't quote me. I'm just trying to remember because my dad and my stepmom, they lived in Virginia Highlands. So if anybody knows Atlanta, they lived in Virginia Highlands, which was really nice, like right in sort of the downtown, but not all the way in downtown. But it was a very eclectic, artsy fartsy kind of hippie neighborhood back in the 70s. So, you know, we would go around because the CDC was nearby. So if we were going places back and forth, I would notice the CDC. And it was like a small building. It looked, what I'm remembering is it was like a brick building, but it was small at the time. And then over time, I was a nurse during the AIDS epidemic. Okay. So I could tell stories. I've even told stories. Me and Girl Code did a live stream about HIV AIDS. So I have been a nurse through the AIDS crisis. Dr. Fauci, his name comes up very prominently in the AIDS, HIV. The receipts are out there. You do your own research, you will see the connection to Dr. Fauci, where they were giving HIV to like foster children in the system in certain cities like New York and stuff. You can look it up. All the AIDS babies. And back in the day, the gay community, they used to go out in the streets and protest like it was like pink, like triangles. I remember there was a group called Act Up, and they were demanding better, like more attention, more money spent to research AIDS. So the gay community was very activated and out in the streets, I remember. And if you are in my generation or older, you remember too. There was a lot of intrigue as well, because I recall, because I grew up in Philadelphia where they call it Pharmaceutical Alley. In fact, growing up where I grew up in Philadelphia, all of my friends they wanted jobs in the pharmaceutical industry. Like, you had a badge of honor if you worked for the pharmaceutical industry. So that's why I was like, mesmerized by the pharmaceutical industry. And I was recruited into the pharmaceutical industry from the nursing floor where I worked in Atlanta. I worked at Emory University Crawford Long Hospital, right out of Temple University's School of Nursing. So I was recruited off of the hospital floor to work in big pharma for 10 years. So my friends worked for Merck. You've heard Merck, Sharp and Dome, and they in Philly, you're really like hot stuff, especially in the Black Boule, which my family, again, I'm gonna keep saying it, my family and friends group that I came through are Black Boule. Yeah. So my little Black Boule friends and stuff and family, everybody brags about, oh, I work for Pfizer. Yeah, I knew a lot of people, and I know a person that works for Pfizer now. God have mercy. But okay. So I worked for Astra Merck, which was Astra, a European pharmaceutical company, Astra, which I believe came out of England. They formed a joint partnership with Merck, Sharp and Dome, or Merck, Mother Merck, as we called Merck. Can you imagine we're calling Merck Mother Merck? That's the mindset I was in. I was in the pharmaceutical industry, all caught up in that. That could be a whole live stream. If you ever want me to do a whole live stream, I will. So again, your friend group, that's what you gravitate towards those jobs. So I was like, oh, I don't want to be just a regular nurse. Everybody's telling me I should be a pharmaceutical sales rep. So I became a pharmacist. I was that person that detailed the doctors, that brought breakfast. I felt like I was schlepping like all the time. I was like, I won't get too much into it because that could be a whole live stream. Okay. I can tell you about my life as a pharmaceutical sales rep. And also I worked in the headquarters as well. But the pharmaceutical alley, which is Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and Delaware. Okay. That's where AstraZeneca moved from. They were AstraMerc. They moved from there, Wayne, Pennsylvania, to Delaware. So that area is densely populated with, you got Johnson & Johnson. You have all of this stuff, McNeil. I could just name them all off, okay? This was my reality growing up in Philly. So, okay, this doctor right here, again, he achieves everything that you're told you should do. Now, when he worked at the CDC, which is now, like I said, it went from this small brick building, right? Just a small little building. Now it looks like Wuhan, China. It looks like the place, the Jawn over there in Wuhan. It's got all these glass. Look it up right now. All these glass buildings. Okay, just remember what I said. It was just a small building before. And now it's like a city. What does that tell you? Where did all that money come from to make it go from a small place in a relatively small amount of time to now it looks like a city complex? So Dr. Timothy Jarrell Cunningham, he started becoming very worried about some things that he started to observe, some truth that started revealing itself to him. And if you recall, it was either 2018, probably, 18 and 19. I was working med-surg telemetry around that time. I did like a mixture. I've been case nurse manager, psychiatric nurse. Yeah, I did that too. All kinds of stuff. Okay. Pulmonary nurse, this nurse. What? So at the time I was doing med-surg telemetry. You're all hooked up for your heart. And I was noticing my patients that were coming in with the flu, like real bad cases of the flu. If you're being hospitalized for the flu, it's pretty bad, right? Because most people can rest at home, drink some ginger ale, and have some matzo ball soup and just get a lot of rest and allow your body that has an immune system to fight the flu or a cold. So being hospitalized for the flu started my red flags going up, right? As well as Dr. Timothy Jarrell Cunningham, because as I looked at his story, I related to what was happening. So I started noticing I had a lot of patients admitted for flu, and they were pretty weak, pretty wiped out. And when I was doing their admission assessment, I would, you ask them because you're prompted now in the computer to ask, especially for the jabs. They really began pushing the jabs, like, what year would that be? Like 2000 and I would say 9, Maybe they were making it part of the admission assessment to ask people, do you want the jab now for the flu or for pneumonia or for like anything? You have a whole little menu of jabs that you could give them right away. And if you put that in the system, and it seemed like soon as you walk into the nursing station, it's there. Swoop, because they have a pneumatic system, pneumatic thing that they could send it straight up from the pharmacy, which tends to be in the basement. It goes right up to the floor. There's the jab. If you want anything else to come on time, like you need some fluids with some potassium in it, and you don't have any because it's none, but you're calling the pharmacy. They're not as fast with that kind of stuff. But with the jabs, it's almost like premeditated. As soon as you hit the button on the machine, if your patient says, yeah, I'll take all your jabs. How many? Give me all of them. Bam, I hit the thing. As soon as I'm out of the door, all the jabs are nice. Look, they're all nice and look, they're all little jabs, all in the nice bag. And you know how it is. Nurses, is all the jabs in there. They make it so easy for the nurse. That's so nice, pharmacy. I wonder what incentivizes you to be so efficient with those jabs. Wow. Okay, so I know I'm deviating because I'm going to get around to my point, okay? Just let me go down this little path here, because I'm putting things together as I'm talking, okay? So bear with me. Okay, so I started noticing that the energy was changing. They're really on this jab kind of thing. And I'm the nurse that's like, why? Okay, because they're requiring me as a nurse to take a flu shot every year, every flu season. I'm like, who? Me? Take a flu shot? Are you kidding? I don't get flu. Don't you curse me with that. I'm not a flu person. Because I make little things. I make things. And if I don't make things, the flu, I'm going to just learn. I'm going to put what I've learned from my grandfather and all the medicine women in my family. What? We're supposed to be afraid of flu. So they're trying to tell me that I have to take a flu shot to keep my job. What? Oh no. You're talking to the wrong one, baby. Because I already told you all, my grandmother, my maternal grandmother, she was injured by the polio jab. The University of Pennsylvania, we never got justice for what you did to my grandmother. That's okay, because justice is coming. It is coming. But my grandmother went from a vibrant woman to a sick woman with polio. She had her times where she would rally. That's another story I could get into. That's partially why I became a nurse, because I used to help care for my grandmother. I only knew a sickly grandmother, a crippled grandmother in a wheelchair. Even though she ruled us from a wheelchair, she was one of those matriarch type of women. She could like rule from a bed. Did you have a grandmom like that? She could rule from her wheelchair. And when she was feeling good enough to walk on a cane, if you did something like last month and she remembered it and it made her mad, she would pop you with her cane. It never happened to me, but I'm just saying, you may have had a grandmom like that, but I'm just saying that I had a grandmom who was injured by a jab. Why would I want to get flu shots? And when I'm looking at the managers that push all this stuff, they don't even want to have a conversation with you. They just, are you taking the flu shot, Jennifer? And I'm like, no, And then all the other nurses, your nurse friends, they look at you like, oh, she must be one of those anti-vaxxers. Now I have to walk around with a label. I'm the anti-vaxxer nurse. I'm just saying, no, no, thank you. If you want to take my flu shot, take it. I'm really generous with that. You can take mine for me. But that's when things start changing. When you're a perceptive person, you start seeing how your peers start changing on you. I had a doctor go off on me because one of my nurse friends asked me about the schedule for vaccinating her child. And I happen to share that I think that schedule is too aggressive. And me personally, I don't support it. And then a doctor who wasn't even in my conversation starts going off on me. That's the kind of environment that nursing had become. It was becoming. I now see in retrospect how they set us up for 2020. I see it now very clear. I could write a book about that. But I noticed how this push was really, really in high gear around maybe 18, 19. And then 2019, all these weird flu admissions coming in, meaning that when I asked these patients, did you have the flu shot? They all said yes. So I was thinking, this is weird. Everybody admitted for flu had the flu shot. And when I try to have conversations with other nurses, it's almost like, have you ever talked to somebody and it's like nobody is home in their eyes? It's like, hello, hello, hello. Anybody in there? Nurse Judy? Anybody in there? These are people that you think they're smart people. Otherwise, you're like in codes with them. They're like bringing people back to life. They get an IV. You could blindfold some of them, and they could get an IV on anybody. But when it comes to talking about some real stuff, they just glaze over. They're almost like Stepford nurses, right? And you're trying to have a conversation. Hey, sis, come in. Isn't it weird that all of our patients admitted for flu had the flu shot? No, nobody wants to look me in the eyes and reason with me. So I felt very alone. I was very alone. But I was observing. I have been in observation mode. So when the story of Dr. Timothy Jarrell Cunningham came up, I locked onto it. And I told you all that I was going to circle back. And the circle back, let me tell you, you could cue James Brown, The Big Payback, because that's the energy I'm on right now. James Brown, The Big Payback. If I didn't get a ding, I would play it right now because that's how I feel. I'm on some James Brown Big Payback energy. Now, let me tell you, this man right here, a hero. He started noticing that the shots given to children, he was noticing a correlation with autism. And the autism was higher in Black boys between certain ages. Now, I don't have all the information. I have the video in some of my earlier videos. And look, I had a lot of technical issues. If you're one of these people that wants perfection, don't watch it. But if you want to deal with real people, that I'm the makeup artist, I do my own hair, makeup, I do the lighting, I do the sound, I do it all this, okay? I'm not perfect. But if you want to see the video where I did bring lots of receipts, it's earlier, and I will connect it to this one. So if you could be patient through all the, like I said, technical stuff. Okay, so Dr. Timothy Jarrell Cunningham starts noticing that there is a weird connection with autism and Black boys. Then he started noticing that the flu shot around that time that I started noticing some weird stuff, he was trying to tell people that something was wrong. Now, he started talking because he was concerned. As a human with a heart, he was concerned. But when he started talking, right, you're supposed to, they tell you you're in a safe environment. Come talk to HR. If you see something, say something. Come on and talk to us. We have whistleblower anonymous line. You know that, right? You know when you worked at places like that. First of all, if you work at a place that needs to have posters on the wall for anonymous whistleblowing, what does that tell you about that place? I'm just asking. But the CDC must have stuff like that. So this man begins to put more together. And I'm going to submit to you right now that this man saw into the future of what 2020 was going to bring. Okay? And I'm going to stand on it. It's what I believe intuitively. Now, I know that information should be objective, right? You should bring the receipts, and that's the stuff that I respect, the receipts and the research and the hardcore objective reality and objective truth. But at the same time, women, we have an intuitive thing also. So we can take objective truth, and if we are lovers of truth and law and order, God the Father will filter things through us if we are in order. So women that are, I'm not saying I'm in order all the time, but I'm just saying I do love truth. And I know who I belong to. So we have intuition, you could call it discernment. And I believe so strong that Dr. Timothy Jarrell Cunningham is the key to getting justice for not only autism injuries, which the pharmaceuticals are immune from lawsuits. Why is that? Why are they immune from liability? Why do they have courts, special courts? Those are questions that we should all be concerned about. So he started seeing things and he couldn't unsee it. He was so concerned for his life. He became very concerned that he would be taken out. So he knew the type of people he was dealing with. After all, he's not just a lightweight. So he talked to his, people close to him, and the narrative goes that he was asking them, like, lose my number, act like you don't know me, because he didn't want them to be in harm's way. For what he knew, he was now at a point of no return. He had already probably talked to all the wrong people that he shouldn't have trusted. So this man, they're going to try to close a case so fast. And this man had a dog that he left I believe, in his apartment. And everybody knew that wasn't something he would have done. And it was other strange things about that time that didn't add up. Lot you can look into it. So they're going to have us believe another thing they did, okay, because this would also fit a narrative to try to discredit this man, is they said that he was gay, which you could believe in Atlanta, that he was gay and that he was not, he wasn't comfortable with it, and he was in the closet, and it caused him a lot of psychological stuff, because the narrative is that this man unalived himself by drowning in water, in a body of water in Atlanta. Now, again, does that make sense? That a man who is a naval officer, which I believe anybody in the Navy, don't you all learn how to swim and to get out of any kind of emergency? If he lived to be as old as he was, we're going to think that he drowned, or whatever. Did he do it on purpose or whatever? But the thing is that a naval officer, in my opinion, is not going to drown. I don't think so. It could just be me. I don't believe it. But the case was closed, and that's supposed to be everything. No. Let's back up a minute. Let's back up. Okay? Because I want to say something. And I'm going to say it through this. I believe he was murdered. And I believe that it ties into everything that we should be concerned about with what happened to us in 2020. So I am saying Dr. Timothy Jarrell Cunningham is the key to a lot of the justice that we should be demanding. Okay? Did you hear me? So, let me just say this. If you are a black man, especially a black man who has a platform anywhere, you are a black man with a platform, and you hear me, you should be concerned about this man's story. This man's name should be the thing we say his name, say his name. Not George Floyd, fentanyl George Floyd. We're supposed to uphold a criminal, a man who was a criminal. And that's who they tell us. How dare you tell us who our heroes are? We don't think that lawless men should be held up. This man right here is a lawful man as far as I'm concerned. He did everything in American society that would tell you you're a good man, of moral character. Why are we not saying his name? He saw what was coming down the pipe. He's a hero. And this is what we do to heroes who served our nation. We allow them to give us a narrative that we know is bullshit. Bullshit. I call bullshit on it. And the manosphere, all you manosphere black men, how dare you not bring this man up? You're wasting all your time attacking black women. How dare you? Attacking black women that are from America, of all things. How dare you? I am a foundational black woman, and we're not going to take it anymore. We're not going to take it being attacked. Our wombs under like a siege. How dare you attack us? You should take all that energy and figure out why they killed this man. Because that would be the justice that if we all got together, I don't care what color you are, you should be concerned about this man. Because we all got screwed in 2020 and beyond. Some of you have people that died of HIV/AIDS. You don't think the CDC had something to do with that? This is justice for not just one group. This is justice for all of us. This man's murder should be solved, and everybody involved, you are on the hook because God sees what you did. You're lawless. You're lawless. And the God that I serve sees every one of you at the CDC. I could start naming your names, but you know who you are. You know who you are. If you know about this man's death, you need to come forward. Somebody needs to start a whole investigation. If it's you, Paperwork Party Network, Paperwork Party Group, who is solving the Kevin Samuels murder, this man should be, I hope you would be concerned to do it. You all are amazing, Paperwork Party Network crew. You all are doing good work out here. It needs to be a like when I say this is the grassroots effort. It needs to be a grassroots effort. This man's death will give a lot of justice for a lot of different areas. The autism, the flu, the thing they did in 2020. The adult sudden death syndrome that's happening right now. I haven't even touched on that. Are we going to act like sudden adult death syndrome is normal? Are we going to do that? Really? We're going to stay quiet. It's time to talk. We can't all be afraid. We need to know what happened to this man, this American hero. We need to be concerned. And if you have a platform, if you are moved by this, I really see, I don't know what I could do other than I've been trying to talk about him. I don't know. But this is something that I could see a group of people figuring this whole thing out. You don't need the system. It's too much information and fragments of information. That if a group of talented people got together to solve this mystery and put together a case, it could go before the international courts. This is a case that needs to go before the international courts. Every law that's been broken, international laws at this point, everybody's constitutional rights have been violated by a group of people who have sought to unleash genocide and make money in the millions and billions as they are committing genocide. This should go before the international courts for justice for everybody, down through the AIDS, because Dr. Timothy Jarrell Cunningham, he connected everything from the AIDS, HIV, which is suddenly back in the conversation. Have you noticed the commercials that come on for HIV medicines? Let me tell you, these people have no compassion. This is the coldest game right here. This is the coldest game. I'm telling you, the coldest game. But I'm going to continue to look into the paperwork, to look into the Constitution. I want anybody to share with me the original Constitution. Someone just shared that, I believe, on Facebook. Thank you. I need to know where it's been changed. Share with me everything. And I need to get an old dictionary. I want a 1928 dictionary. I want the Black's dictionary. I want to start looking into this. I want to read the Magna Carta. I want to get familiar with the Magna Carta because the Magna Carta has been violated. It has been violated so much. I'm going to learn that Magna Carta. But tomorrow, I'm going to read the law. Join me if you want to hear me read the law, which they call the 10 Commandments. Okay. Whatever you want to call them, I want to read it for a certain reason. And I want to hang out with you in the chat. Listen, you can hang out with me. If anybody wants to come and talk, we could even do that. We can hang out a little bit long. If you want me to drop the link, if you want to share anything, let me know. But in the meantime, I'm going to get in the chatmosphere and I'm going to just see what you're saying. And again, I want to thank you all for supporting my work. If you want to continue to do that, I want to make sure you know that this is where you can send things. I want to thank you. I call them my apples. If you want to send me apples, tips or apples, you could do it here. But I'm going to hang out with you if you want to hang for a little bit. Let me put, what I'll do is I put a little music to this track. And I could play it for you. You know me, I like a little music. I might need a little music because I went a little bit off, a little bit cray-cray. It was just a rant. I did warn you that it was coming. I felt it coming. But yeah, what's going on? Why is my computer spinning? Okay, what's going on, everybody? Did we have any questions? Anybody want to get a link to join me? Thank you. Dios es amor. Let the Holy Spirit lead. Oh, thank you so much. Bless you. I feel really strong about Dr. Timothy Jarrell Cunningham. I really do. And I know that I feel very strongly, I believe very strongly that justice for him is something that's tied to a lot. And I wish that people were concerned. I just wish they were. So I have a little house music for us, okay? And I'm going to get into, like I said, into the... If Mercedes is knitting, here's some music you can knit to, okay, Mercedes? And let's see what you got. Roger said, Jen described an American hero. That's what I'm thinking, too. They swept him under the carpet. They sure did. John says, it's a house of cards. If you can remove a few cards, it will fall. I believe that, too. That's right, 420, justice for Dr. Timothy Jarrell Cunningham. I'm not going to forget about him. I don't care what they said about the case. No, I'm not accepting it. Anybody want the link? Anybody want to talk about it? While we listen to a little house music. Hey Camilla, what's up? The 10 Commandments, Levi only. It was for the Levi's only? The 10 Commandments? Tell me what you mean, Camilla. I don't know. You might be having a conversation. I always get involved. I get into y'all conversation. I'm sorry. Chris. Hey, Chris. Oh, thank you. God bless you too. Thank you. Thank you. Yep. Hey, Rose. You know it. We're not dumb. John said, lay off the coffee and popcorn. Where's the beaker? I know, John, my beaker is over there. I didn't fill it up. I just have tea right now. You want a link, Roger? Roger wants a link. Okay. Roger wants a link. Anybody else? You want a link? Okay, Roger. Wait, you have to send me your email. That's the only thing. I need your email because it goes to your email. Okay, so send me your email, Roger. That's right. Justice for Timothy Jarrell Cunningham. Where was it? It was supposed to be in the river in Atlanta. The Chattahoochee, I believe. Somebody correct me. That's right, Marlena. Enjoy the images that I curated for you. This is in the year 1860. Wait a minute. What year did I just say the 14th Amendment? I should remember this if I was taking a quiz. Okay, so it's passed 1866, ratified in 1868. So the pictures are from Vibe, that timeline. You want a link, Karen? Karen wants a link. Uh-oh, wait, Karen. Okay, wait a minute. So I'm waiting for Roger to send me a link. Now, Karen, is yours still the same? I'm inviting Karen, everybody. Karen's coming up. Hold it, Karen. Let me get to you because I think I have your email saved. Okay, let me send Karen. Hold on. And Roger, if you put your link in, I'll let you come up. Karen, hold on. Okay, send it to you, Karen. Okay, Karen, let me see if I got that one. That was the one I had saved. Let me double check if I have the right one. Yep, that's the one I sent it to, Karen. I got it right. So waiting for Karen to jump on. Karen's going to come on and talk her talk. While I calm down. I went off, didn't I? I ranted. Yeah, pretty bad. Bye, Mickey. Much love to everyone. I need to get going. Thank you for joining us. We're just doing little after class. You know, we're just hanging out. Roger, you thought you sent it? Post it in the, you can send it to me in private here, in private chat if you don't want to put it on the thing. Hey, V-Dog, what's up? Your rant was on. I'm glad you thought so. Act Jolie, I'm sorry, Act Jolie. Thanks for class. You're welcome. Thank you. Oh, appreciate it. You love the reviews. I'm glad you love my gin rants. Thank you, Linda. Thank you. I'm just waiting for you, Karen, while we enjoy the bye, Marlena, Fina. Gotta go. Okay, tell hubby we said hi. Thanks for letting us borrow you for this atmosphere time. Thank you. Love you. I understand if you guys have to go. If you just want to hang out a little bit, we'll just, do a little hanging out. A little after class stuff. What are you saying, John? I think we have to expand our minds to be ready for what's coming. Yeah, definitely. The reality is starting to creep in. It is, it's tough. Hey, Joyce, you love when I go off. That's so funny. Karen, you're saying you're not getting it? Oh gosh, let me see. I'm gonna send it to you again. Hey, Shayna, you're saying I just took that picture and sent it to Renard Wilson and told him to subscribe to your YouTube channel. I'm sure that will put a feather in his hat and lead in his pencil. I'm glad you said lead and pencil because I love pencils right now. Where's my pencil? I can't find it. I usually have it. You all know. I have a pencil that's called, wait a minute, let me grab it so I can show you all. I always show it on John's thing on Mondays, right, John? John is probably like tired of hearing about my pencil. Where is my pencil? Cannot find it right now. Okay, so I'm not finding my pencil easy, but I love pencils. And you know how they say the sword is sharper than what is it? What is it? The pen is under this little. I'm loving this picture here. I love you, family. Keep up the great work. Thank you, Shayna. Now I'm going to take a picture of this one and screenshot and send it to him. Yeah, you could always screenshot the stuff that I share. Sharing, more of it. But when I create I'm going to create a what is it? I said I want to create a place for us to get together outside of these live streams so we can exchange. So I've been trying to create, not trying, I did create it. I created the Facebook group. I just haven't done a live, I haven't done it, activated it. So it's created. Hang with me, but if you want to join and have more of a connection somewhere else with the people from the chatmosphere, that's what I want to do, and I'll keep you posted, okay? Okay, wait a minute, hold it. Do it again. Oh, check spam, Dave said. Yeah, always check spam. Thank you, Mia. That's right. The pen is mightier than the sword. I believe that, yep, it's a lot to that. Look at that. University of California was formed in 1868 when this amendment was made. The University of California, 1868. Just waiting for you, Karen. Oh, I'm glad you are, Golden Amethyst. I'm glad you're here with us. Yes, this rabbit hole, boy, this one is something. Everything is so supernaturally connected since the very beginning. It's so incredible of a mystery, the way it's written. Exactly. Yes, this mystery. It's starting to reveal a lot. Roger said, I never thought I'd say it, but Karen is my friend. Look at the friendships forming in the atmosphere. I love it. Karen is your new friend. Isn't that nice? I love it. We love each other here. It's love. Come on, get into some good vibes. I know I was like all pissed off and everything. I went on quite a rant, didn't I? It was so funny. One day, I had gone on a rant, and one of the sisters said, Jen, check your blood pressure. Check your blood pressure, she said. Shauna. Hey there, Shauna. You were right to get mad, Jen. This has been going. Yes, thank you. Thank you for understanding. Another one that says, Dave, you love the rants. I'm glad you all love the rants. I can't stop them sometimes. I kind of felt like rant is in there somewhere. It might come out. I might be able to keep a lid on it. John, rants are great. We should all be, actually, say, if you're not mad, you're not paying attention. Dharma, hey, what's up, everyone? I want to know more on this topic, especially since I have a 1-year-old. I believe based is what the kids these days would call it. Is that Salty uses based all the time. I love it. Yes, that's an honor to be called based. To be salty. I'm part of the salty army. You guys know I love salt. Sir Salty. You're cooking now. Yum. What you cooking, good looking? You can't chat, but you're grooving good. Okay. Let us know what you're making, Shauna. Hey, Shayna, you just made his dream gen, and I sent several photos, really, including the one where you put his name on the screen with pow pow. I love you, Shane. I'm glad you enjoy it. You can always share that stuff that I have. Yes. Karen. Me. Yes. The rents. The lady with the silver spoon. You love it, Joyce? Good. Dance, Joyce. Get up and dance. I know I was going off. This is the least I could do is end you out on a nice little vibe, huh? So it's my medicine. I get so mad I want to destroy the evil, but it goes by many names and is a wolf dressed in sheep clothing. That's for sure. The good shepherd will not let us be without law and order. Law and order is on the way. That is what we need. Law and order. Dana, hey, I haven't heard you golf like that since I was on Prime. That's so funny. I know, right? It's been a while, but I think I've had a rant or two since then. I kind of think I've had a few. I can't, go too long without a good rant. If you're still hanging with us here from Facebook or Twitch, thanks for hanging out. We're just doing an after class. We're just going through these pictures of that time period. And tomorrow, I will be reading the law that all of our paperwork documents are tied to. You have it sounded like a club in my house. Uh-oh. Golden Amethyst has a TV with a subwoofer. Okay. Yes, I told you I'm the DJ here. Yes, I do a lot of stuff here, right? So if you see me, every now and then I have to let my hair, literally let my hair down. I have to let my hair down sometimes. This is a lot to take in. So I let it down and I act a little cuckoo. I have my spoon. And this is a shout out to another content creator that I love, okay? That's Kelly. Does anybody know about Kelly? Kelly, wait a minute. What is Kelly's last name? Do you all know the cute little black girl, Kelly? Kelly Stamps. Her name is Kelly Stamps. She's so cute, okay? I love her channel. And she's just so, I like her because you know what? She is like real. She's real and she expresses herself in a truthful way. I really like that. She's a young woman, but she used to, I don't know if she still does it, but she had like a spatula. And she would always talk with the spatula. And then when I found this spoon, I was like, oh my God, this would be an ode to Kelly Stamps. So you can, it's her, it's Kelly. Oh, you know Kelly Stamps? You're sub to her. Is she the cutest? She's very, very vibrant. I agree. Y'all, Kelly. Oh, you see, you know her. She would be like, I don't know, I relate to her, the whole like at that age, and awkwardness and yet not. I think she walks in her identity very, like it's powerful, So I have so many good things to say about that young woman, but I love it. So, yeah, but let's see. What else did I want to say? Anything else I wanted to share? Other than just keep posted. I'm going to get into the whole process and flow with this. And I'll revisit the 14th Amendment also, as well as the 13th. But I'll go through these amendments and we can put some things together. Yes, you remember that when she used the spatula? That was so funny. She's just too cute. She's real. I agree. Brian, the founding fathers us to be. That's right. And they've demonized the founding fathers, and I believe some of their identities have been also they lied to us about so much, right? So they've demonized the founding fathers, and I'm just ready for everything to be put on the table and sort through all of it. And identities and everything be straightened out. Jen, share our love no matter our color. That's right. That's right. Amen. That's godly, right? But people have been breaking God's law, and they think that it's like, again, that it has to do with all these things to deprive you in life. But law and order keeps people safe. When you have lawless people running your society, the whole entire nation will suffer with lawless men and women as leaders. And that's what's happening. So we that are being called right now, and it's not going to be popular, of course, but when you hear that call to law and order, that we will all move towards law and order and learn where the law comes from. Why do we have it? What gives it its authority? Because everything has to have an authority. Whether you acknowledge it or not, law and order will acknowledge you. And consequences come from breaking laws, universal laws, any kind of laws. Cause, effect, consequences. And the thing about this satanic system, when we learn about the men who wrote the books and all of the satanic belief systems, they are basically telling people that you can live however you want. Do as thou wilt, right? Do as thou wilt is the whole of their law. So that tells us everything, that we are in direct opposition if do as thou wilt is the entirety of their law. That's why we are in the position we're in. Satanism and Luciferianism, whatever, any belief that you can just do what you want and no consequences, that is an insurrectionist, lawless, rebellious, and they lead to a bad place. Thank you for defining law and order versus legal. That's good. Somebody just did that. I want to see that. Who did the defining? Because, yeah, law and order and then legal. That'd be a good discussion. I want to get into more of that. Because just because you can do something, just like the Roe v. Wade, just because it was legal according to that, law, whatever, doesn't mean that God finds it lawful. So who do you want to be okay with? You know it's wrong. That's why I don't debate anybody on that anymore. I used to debate people when I got into the pro-life movement. There's no debate. You already know what it is. It's no debate. And that's how I feel. You agree? It's just no debate. Music is our sanctuary. Yes. Music, and that's another thing. I see music as being part of the healing process, to take our music back, our arts, all of the creativity, take it back from this dark agenda, this death cult that seeks to destroy and degrade the man, the woman, the child, the family. Some of these people I wouldn't trust with my cat Josephine. That's how disgusting they are. I wouldn't trust them with her. It depends on the music, I agree. Because, we've talked about the hurts and things like that. I know that this is my opinion, being from Philadelphia. We had the Philly sound, the Philadelphia sound, which you may know some of it, the stylistics, some of that music is just so beautiful and classic. And in the 70s, I believe that music had at least closer to the right frequency. But one thing that we did see a lot of is we saw that the music, it inspired us to get together. Some getting together a little bit, a little bit much. A lot of you all were conceived with that music from the Philadelphia sound. You know it. Earth, Wind, and Fire. A lot of people conceived to this music. And that's a deep thing. When you think about being conceived to music, there's something to that. We can unpack that at another time. But the music, when you think about the thing that's going on with this manosphere and womansphere, and how they have fomented this war between men and women, they can only do that at this time where things have unraveled. The music doesn't inspire love between men and women. It's mumble rap. It's like her, the lean, the this, it's stupid. It's the music of zombies. And you notice a lot of the rappers, their names are Little This, Little Baby, Little Yachty, Little Yeezy, Little this, Little that. It's the infantilization of the black man. Why's it got to be Little Yachty, Baby, Big Baby this, Little Baby that? And he lives in the crib. His home is called the crib. This is what those demons in Hollywood and the entertainment industry have sold to us. Demonic. Absolutely demonic. But I'm not going to get into it any more than that. I want to thank you for joining me. And I will see you tomorrow for the reading of the law. I love you all. If you didn't come up to talk, we'll try it again. But I don't want to keep you too long. See you soon.